We are looking at chapter number 7, which is conservation of plants and animals. Question and answers on conservation of plants and animals. We have to fill in the blanks. A place where animals are protected in their natural habitat is called as wildlife sanctuary. Species found only in particular area is known as endemic species. They are called as endemic species. Migratory birds, they fly to faraway places because of climatic changes. So climatic changes you have to write. Next is you have to differentiate between these, like these two. So we'll do it by take it one by one. So wild sanctuary and biosphere reserve. Wild life sanctuary, these belongs to, or this refers to an area, say this area protected for only animals that can live in their natural habitat, and this is known as wildlife sanctuary. All the hunting, poking, grazing, cutting of trees, they are strictly prohibited. The biosphere reserve, on the other hand, is that area which is conserved to protect biodiversity, flora, fauna, and the culture of that area. This is known as biosphere reserve. And this biosphere reserve may consist of many protected areas like this sanctuary, national parks, lakes, mountain, etc. Wildlife sanctuary, there are around, this is approx number I am giving, there are around 440 wildlife sanctuaries in India and 15 biosphere reserves in India. A zoo and wildlife sanctuary. Zoo is a place where animals live in artificial or man-made habitat, while in the wildlife sanctuary, the animals live in their natural habitat. The zoo, these animals are protected for public view so that people could know, students and the kids can understand, and they are spread in very small area. While this wildlife sanctuary, the animals are protected and conserved in very large area, huge area. And hunting, grazing, cutting of trees, as we just said, they're all prohibited. Endangered and extinct species. Extinct means end. Endangered means approaching the end. So the species which are at the verge of extinction and which are required to be protected and conserved, these are known as endangered species. While the species which no more exist on the earth, they are known as extinct species like the dinosaurs. Endangered species like tiger, wild buffalo, these animals are very less, you can count them, and they are very important for our food chain. Flora and fauna. Flora, all the plant life. Flora, all the animal life. Fauna, so all plant life occurring in an area is flora, all animal life occurring in an area is fauna. Like for example, flora, sal, teak, mango, jamun, silver ferns, arjun, these are the flora. And fauna, chinkara, blue bull, barking deer, cheetah, leopard, wild dog, wolf, all they come under fauna. Discuss the effect of deforestation. Wild animals, because if we do deforestation, the wild animals, their natural habitat is destroyed. Where they are going to live, where they are going to breed, because we are deforesting, we are cutting the trees, and that is why many animals are at the verge of extinction. Environment. Deforestation has resulted in global warming because carbon dioxide is increasing. Less trees means because trees intake for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide. Now there are less trees, so carbon dioxide will not be will accumulate more, so it has an adverse effect on our ecosystem. Village or rural areas. Now most of the rural area or rural people, they are totally dependent on fuel, fruit, wood on the forest. And when we are doing deforestation, they don't have any resource, and uh, the if villages we deforest, the of course the animals, the wild animals are going to come to our place, means where man live. Cities, they are not very directly affected. Actually, cities also, you have cut down so many trees. There is so much of deforestation going on. So there are some non-direct effect like the flood and drought, because this flood and drought are, or they are, uh, the reason behind them is very wide. Means a big area. The climate is you can say there is a mal influx of the deforestation activity, and because of this, the bigger area comes under the effect of flood and droughts. Earth, of course, deforestation has converted the fertile land into deserts, and floods and droughts, they are the result of deforestation only, and the climate of earth has been changed due to deforestation. That is why we are talking about the France climate meet, where everyone agreed that they have to cut down all the manufacturing or any carbon dioxide producing way, because if we reach 2 degree, globe average temperature, earth temperature warm, if the 2 degree temperature is achieved, then nobody is going to live. That is the problem. So I think 1.2 we have reached. So all the people, all the climate people, the world leaders, they want that the carbon dioxide producing stuffs or ways have to be stopped. Then the next generation. Deforestation has affected our climate very much. Many of the species, very important species in the food chain, they are on the verge of extinction or already extinct. If the next generation has to see flora and fauna, and because these flora and fauna are important for their lives also, then we need to understand the effect of global warming, the pollution, the deforestation. We just need to stop using the fossil fuels, use other means, no paper at all. What will happen if we go on cutting trees? If we go on cutting trees, if there are no trees, see, the most important thing is tree gives us fresh air. Trees intake is carbon dioxide. Now tree, the roots, they grab, they hold the soil. So when we cut tree, rainfall and fertility of soil is going to decrease, and the changes of natural calamities is going to increase, because the water holding capacity will be less because of less trees, and animal life will also be affected, because animal love to live where trees are. That is why we call them as forest. Then the habitat of an element is disturbed. The survival of animal is where it lives and breed, and that is forest, the area where we have trees. So if we have no tree, they are not going to live or breed, because scarcity of food, and it may happen that they will migrate, or they will come to the places where human lives. Now the top layer of soil is exposed. As I said, when the trees are not there, the top layer of the soil will be exposed, and it will wash away with water, and this removal of top layer will gradually convert the fertile land into deserts. And also the soil which is washed away with water will be deposited into river bed. That will increase the depth of the river, and then the chances of floods will also increase. Answer in brief: Why should we conserve biodiversity? Because all living organisms, for the environment, we need to conserve the biodiversity, because we don't want the things or plants or animals to get extinct, because there is a proper food chain and we need to do anything possible to maintain that food chain. Next is, protected forests are also not completely safe for wild animals, because they are always bad people. They may defy the rules, they are pokers, they may kill the animals. The trespassing is also a concern. Some tribals depend on the jungle. How? Tribal means who live or breed, or who are dependent totally on the nature. So that is why they are dependent on the jungle for food, fuel, wood and shelter. What are the causes and consequences of deforestation? What is Red Data Book? What do you understand by the term migration? See, the main cause of deforestation is increasing population. We want urbanization and industrialization. So for that we need more land and resources. That is why we cut the forest. Now, because of cutting of the forest or deforestation, we are witnessing desertification and natural calamities. Most of the plants and animals which are unprotected, because they cannot save themselves and they are unconserved. Next question was Red Data Book. So this Red Data Book or RDB keeps record of all the endangered animals and plants. And see, different RDB are maintained for endangered animals and endangered plants. Next is migration. Because of the change in the climatic condition, mostly birds, for breeding and for some other purpose, they move from one place to another and more. And you'll be surprised to know they can even cross a continent just to be away from some certain climate, or just to be in certain climate. This is known as migration. In order to meet the ever increasing demand in factories and for shelter, trees are being continuously cut. It is justified to cut tree for such products? Discuss and prepare a brief report. No, it is never justified nor can be justified to cut trees. See, the ever increasing demand in factories and shelter, we are cutting trees, but cutting trees is only justified when for one tree you reforest, you grow tree 100 or 1000 trees for one tree, cutting of tree, because one tree needs years and a lot of time to grow. So reforestation is the restocking of destroyed forest by planting new trees, and the trees planted should be of the same species, not of different species. So we need to plant multiple fold than what we cut. So reforestation can take naturally, or because you just have to put the proper trees just to look them for the initial period, and then they will grow by themselves. How can you contribute to the maintenance of good wealth of your locality? Make list of actions to be taken by you. First is, you have to grow plants. You have to grow, you have to encourage other people also to grow plant. Just be eco-friendly. Don't use paper, don't use polythene, don't use anything which can create havoc or destroy our ecosystem. So you can just abide by or propagate this slogan, one man, one tree every year. Every resident, either you, your friend, your family, your neighbor, you must encourage them or request them to follow this slogan. Explain how deforestation leads to reduced snowfall. See, plants need CO2, carbon dioxide, for photosynthesis, that is, they make food using CO2. Now we have fewer trees or less trees, that means carbon dioxide is going up, because trees are not there. So carbon dioxide cannot be, because there is no other way carbon dioxide can be used. Now, as the carbon dioxide is increasing, see, there is a phenomena. This rays from Earth come, they are partially absorbed, they are partially reflected. Now, if CO2 is there, these rays or this heating will remain here. It will not go up, or it will not be dissipated. So the average temperature of the Earth will increase, and this increase in the temperature on the Earth disturbs the water cycle, and they may reduce the rainfall. This is called global warming at a large. Now find out the information about the national park in your state, identify and show their location on the outline map of India. I give you as an exercise, because if you are living somewhere near Dehradun or in Uttarakhand, you can say Rajaji National Park. In this way, you can answer this question. Why should paper be saved? Prepare a list of ways by which you can save paper. Paper is used everywhere, whether it is used in your copies as a book, or writing some stuff, or say tissue paper, or say toilet paper, or paper napkin for face, or newspaper. Paper is used everywhere, and paper are produced by trees, cutting of trees. So if you use paper again and again, or more paper, or if you cannot reduce the paper usage, then trees are bound to be cut, and when they are cut, we know that what are the after effects of deforestation. So what we need to do is, we should recycle the waste paper. We should not litter paper here and there. Paper should be sent through proper channel for recycling. Should not tear our old book, rather than we can give it to our juniors or some poor children. And we should encourage buying recycled paper products, and also avoid taking paper bags from the shops. Instead, we should carry jute bags. This is a crossword puzzle. Species on the verge of extinction, that is extinct. I'll show you, don't worry about that, because we have words here. We have alphabets, and we have to fit words of meaning of these. A book carrying information about endangered species. So this is second one. So this will be red data book. See, RED DATABOOK. Like this we have to fill. Consequence of deforestation: species which have vanished, means extinct. These are endangered species found only in particular habitat. Endemic: variety of plants, animals and microorganisms found in an area. It is biodiversity. This is extinct, endangered, endemic, red data book, biodiversity, and deserts. Deserts means, see, consequence of deforestation, deserts. So this is all about this chapter. Thank you so much, and take care of yourself.